Let's see what we just went through the data on tools like tools.pingdom and Google PageSpeed Insights. Correct? Yeah. I'll have to share the screen as well. It's not yet shared. So yeah, many times I found you two have joined online today. That's okay. Yeah. See, all these technical aspects that which we were discussing yesterday are mostly related to the performance of the website. Mostly it's all about how quickly a web page loads to the user. That is one main thing. And second thing, how effectively bots can crawl, and how can we save bots resources and help them invest the same energy on many more other pages on the website, right? So every implementation that you have mentioned here will take care of these two things. Additionally, it's also going to take care of conversions as well, right? So if your payment gateway is working perfectly fine, you will see the payments happening. If not, there are no payments. The conversions will be zero. The conversion rate will be significantly low, right? So these are the main things that we are going to address when we have to deal with technical SEO of the website. Which are these three things? One is the performance of the website, how quickly a website loads, right? How quickly a website loads, and saving the crawl resources, crawl energy, and helping bots to invest that crawl resources or crawl energy into crawling many more other pages, right? And third thing, obviously, this is going to improve the conversion rates as well. You would see a lot of conversions happening, right? So here, most of the things that we are discussing is either going to improve one of them or all of them. So the example, the load times, the page sizes, and the number of requests is going to save the crawl energy, right? And even for user, it improves the quickness. So the website will load quickly, and user will be able to, like, this improves the engagement, and this improves the search engine rankings. Not only engagement and rankings, it also improves the conversion rates. So there is a proven thing that when websites load quickly, the conversion rates improve at least by certain percentage, or by 3 times, 2 times, right? And coming to this IP detection, if required for multi-region optimization, this is again for the best experience for the user, right? So like showing in the respective currencies, respective languages, and this is going to improve the engagement and in turn search engine rankings, and also help improve the conversion rates. We deal with the CDNs, content delivery networks. This is basically to improve the speed or performance of the website. The server response time, this is mainly about improving the crawl resources, right? It's the time taken by the bots to read the content or information pertaining to any web page. Yeah. So I'll show it to you how to read or understand that as well. So let me go to one of the websites. Let me take this website. So I'm not sure if this is to its best or to the worst. I'm just taking that as an example, and moreover, it's already there here. It's explaining the same. There is an explanation about the same page load. Anybody has any questions with regard to these points? We'll come back to it. We are discussing with technical SEO, that is site level SEO. Yeah. So this is where you study or understand the, yeah, here crawl stats. You see under the settings for any website on Search Console. See, Search Console, opening a Search Console account, signing up for Search Console account is super important. This helps you with studying various technical aspects, which we are going to look into one by one, right? So click on the open a report, and now look at this. The time taken, average response time is 1300 milliseconds, right? So this has to be as low as possible, right? So this is around 1000 milliseconds, somewhere around 1000 milliseconds, which is still decent, right? For some websites, this will go up to 10,000 milliseconds, which is very bad. Like bot is literally struggling to or spending most of its time on a single page, right? So keeping it around 200 to maximum 500 milliseconds is the best practice, right? It shows average response time 673 milliseconds, which is very good. So there was one of the project. I have a recording of this now. This has been improved. There was a technical glitch on this, and they have improved it. Yeah, look at this now. This has gone to, sorry, not crawl request. Let me show you the response time. Uh, it's improved actually. See, 30,000 milliseconds was the average response time, which has now come to 2532 milliseconds, which is still bad, which is not great. This has to be less than 500 milliseconds or around 500 milliseconds, right? So this is the time taken. See, uh, the number of crawl. Yeah, let me compare it. Yeah, look at this. The number of pages crawl, total crawl request. Do you see the blue color one here? The total crawl request. Do you all see the number 5774? And average response time is 6704, right? So now, see clearly the average response time is 6700 milliseconds, which is supposed to be around 500 milliseconds, right? So when average response time is 6700 milliseconds, that is 6 seconds. 6700 milliseconds is nothing but 6 seconds. When average response time is 6 seconds, the total number of pages crawled on your website is 5774, right? So now after speaking to these developers, listen now, see, look at this, the response time will increase, that increased to 30 seconds, that is 30,525 milliseconds, and there is a proportionate, this is inversely proportionate the number, but we call that as a direct impact on crawl request. The number of pages crawl fell down from 6000 to 1800. See, look at this, the number of pages crawled is 5631, correct? More than 5000 pages are getting crawled when the web pages were loading anywhere between 6 seconds to 8 seconds. When the web pages response time was 6 seconds to 8 seconds. That is, the moment response time increased to 30 seconds, the number of pages crawled down fell down. Correct? Are you all getting this, guys? Yeah. So now, yeah, eventually they have put an effort, the development team, and they started bringing down the response time. They started improving the response time. Again, it came back to 6503 milliseconds. And then you see an improvement with crawl requests. The number of pages crawled by bots improved. So they eventually continued to improve the average response time and they brought it down to 1500 milliseconds, and the number of pages crawled here is 12,000. So from where is 1800 and 1200 to 1800 and 12,000 is 10 times more. So now this continued to improve. And if you look at this 1300 milliseconds, that is 13 seconds. It's taking, sorry, not 13 seconds. That's 1.3 second. Correct? So 1.3 seconds, right? And now the crawl request is 15,319 crawl requests, right? So again, so this continues to improve, and you would see even the crawl requests continue to improve. You all understand, right? How the response time impacts the number of pages crawled. This number of pages crawled is nothing but crawl rate. The number of pages crawled by bot during its visit or for that particular day or for that particular time period is measured as crawl rate. The number of pages crawled here is 14,076. Again, if this is increasing, see, this has increased actually to 2,666, and anyway still it is 16,450, right? There is no significant, there is no visible drop in crawl requests, right? See, what is, let's say you have read only one page from a textbook, will you be able to answer to all the questions during the exam, right? Exactly the same happens with the websites. If bot has read only one web page, how can your web page or website be shown for few hundreds of searches of keywords on the Google? It cannot. The moment it reads more number of web pages on your website, it's now eligible to rank for more keywords on Google. If it is ranking for more keywords on Google, eventually these keywords will progress. If bot continues to crawl every day these many number of pages, eventually you would see all these pages moving to the top, moving to the first page, and there will be a proportionate improvement in the traffic as well, the visits coming to the website, right? You understood how average response time impacts the crawl frequency, the crawl rate and crawl frequency of the web pages, right? Right, not only that, so here there is something called as experience. Under the experience, this also helps us to understand the technical aspects of the website and the page experience, right? As a digital marketer, you have to compulsorily take a look at it, understand, see, look at this page experience. 261 poor mobile issues. Desktop, there's so many HTTPS is available. So if you click on this, you will get to see the issues. It takes to the core web vitals again. Yeah, look at this. 261 URLs. What is the issue? LCP, largest content point. So on a web page, there can be images, videos, HTML, JavaScript, CSS, any piece of content. It can be anything which is taking more time. Is called the any larger piece of content on the web page. It's taking 4 seconds. So ideally, it has to be, yeah, largest contentful point, how long it takes the page to render the largest visible element on the page. FID is first input delay, how long it takes the page to start. So there is FID issue as well, see, 300 milliseconds. Need improvement FID issues longer than 100 milliseconds for mobile. They are suggesting that. Yeah. So developers understand this better, how to fix all of this. Yesterday, anyways, we have discussed it by reducing the number of requests, combining the CSS. If there are too many external CSS files, combining it to fewer external CSS files. If there are too many JavaScript files, combining them to fewer JavaScript files. If there are too many images, combining them to a single image, let's say CSS sprites. Not necessarily always single, but wherever possible, you're going to convert it to CSS sprites, which is very much similar. Yesterday, as per discussion, we understood it's very much similar to a collage, Google Photos collage, right? Something like that. Yeah. So these are the issues with view data about good URLs. So it has given the examples of which all URLs are good. No URLs with a good page experience found in the last 90 days. So this is the biggest culprit, these issues, which would impact severely the performance. Correct? It's something like, now think of you are pedaling a cycle which is moving smoothly. You all must have experienced this at least once in your lifetime. You know the brakes, right? Cycle, bicycle brakes. Sometimes these brake rubbers will come very close to the wheel and will be getting into the friction without you holding the brake. In those cases, you might have to put so much of pressure. Correct? Correct? Exactly the same happens with your website as well. So when there are technical glitches, the amount of energy that you have to provide or push is going to be higher to reach the same destination, that you are spending more calories of energy now, right? So another example is when your bicycle is not lubricated, you may have to put more pressure, more strength. You have to spend more calories, right? Exactly the same happens with your website as well. With all these underlying issues, you may have to invest more in improving your crawl stats, right? Crawl stats improvement, or this could become just a barrier. What if you don't possess so much of energy to pedal your bicycle? The rubbers are completely getting into the friction with the wheel without you applying the brakes. Sometimes you cannot pedal it, you cannot move it, right? But fortunately, we humans can think and solve that problem quickly. Correct? It's completely doable by yourself. If it's your cycle, and most of the times you will be able to fix it by yourself. But when it comes to websites, that's not the case. Understanding where is that friction happening itself is a big problem, headache. Correct? So now that's when these tools will help you to understand the technical aspects of the website. Right, guys? Are you all following it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So Google Search Console is a boon to all of you. This is one of the best tools to study the technical aspects of the website. not just the technical aspects, various other details or information are available on this platform, right? We eventually understand, get into all of these things. Yeah. Next. Yeah, compatibility for multiple devices, right? So your search rankings is an average of, so not, sorry, not search rankings, your yes, the engagement, the performance, everything is measured on all the devices, not just on the web. If your engagement is good on all the devices, then only you'll have good rankings everywhere. Or you might see website ranking on web version of like from the laptops or desktops, but on mobile your website may not be ranking in the better positions, right? So in those cases, there could be an issue with your version, mobile version will have an issue. It won't be compatible on devices, right? The server configurations, basically the RAM, processing, CPUs, and the storage. The CPUs and RAMs play a crucial role in quick processing of data. Based on the traffic content on the website, type of the website, the RAM and CPU to be used varies. It's suggested to have a dedicated server of hosting for websites with higher traffic and larger contents, right? So it's something like this. Your new phones will be super fast, eventually with a slowed down. Why is that? Lots of storage, too many applications, and too many applications will be running in the background. Exactly the same happens with the websites as well, right? So there is a necessity for cleaning up or improving the RAM, correct? RAM will improve the speed, right? Same way for servers, you have to improve the RAM, you have to improve the storage, or you have to optimize the storage or optimize the processing, kill random processing cycles on the server, which usually the developers understand better on this. So cleaning up and maintaining or taking care of all this will improve the website performance, the speed or response time. You see, this will impact the response time now, correct? See, earlier when you click on WhatsApp, it was opening in milliseconds. Now it might take 2 seconds. Correct? Why is that? There is so much of data. Correct? So same happens. That's the response time from your mobile phone. Correct? Your WhatsApp is taking more time to respond. Correct? If internet is slow, the image to download it takes more time, right? Right? Exactly the same happens with your website as well. The response time will be very high when there is an issue with the server, when there is short of RAM, storage outage, right? The index pages, the information is available on the search console under the pages section. This helps you to understand what's experience with your website or web pages. So this is not actually a technical SEO, just detail or information that helps you to understand if bot is really indexing all the web pages pertaining to your website or not. This, anyways, we are going to discuss in depth when we deal with Search Console. Okay. So how to measure or understand the performance of the website? Use the following tools: tools.pingdom.com, which we have used yesterday and understood. Yes, yesterday we have understood all of this. So look at this. Look at this. The load time is 11.54 seconds. Ideally speaking, it has to be around 2 seconds or less than 2 seconds, or lower it is better. It is right. And GT metrics is another tool which will help you to understand the website's performance. So these are all same like how we have seen on Google Page Speed Insights, the LCP on Google Search Console, time to first byte. It has to be less than 200 milliseconds. It is good. CLS has to be zero. From user moving from one layout to another layout, is there any lag? Is there a bad experience? Is that not even? So that will be measured, and cumulative layout shift is zero, and that implies good. Time to first byte, it's good. Largest content point is significantly high, which is actually optimized. If you look at this website now, this is alpha.contra digital. Now that's nothing but Contra digital. Let's see how it is now from 11 seconds to how many seconds has it come. So from 11 seconds, it would have come down to somewhere around 3 seconds probably. I'm hoping it's so. Yeah. And we have seen this Google Page Speed Insights as well yesterday, and we have understood everything around it. Also, read information from Wiselow in order to understand better about the performance optimization. So there were certain terminologies, right? Especially the request, load time, CSS sprites, combine JavaScript files if there are too many files. See, I have asked resumes of 10 people. Instead of sending 10 different documents, you can combine all of this to one document and you can send. Exactly the same can be done with CSS and JavaScript files. Right? For different functionalities, there will be different files. If there are 20 different functionalities, 20 different files, 20 different requests go to the server. It can be only one request, right? So there will be explanation on wiselow.org. There was an amazing plugin for Chrome browsers which has been removed, I guess. Now there is Wiselow plugin is not there, but Wiselow, go through the Wiselow details. It gives you lots of understanding how things work. Yeah. How do we improve the load time, page size, and bring down the request? We compress the content. We have discussed all of these things again yesterday. We implement the CSS sprites. We optimize the images or compress the images. Host the website on servers with good configuration such as a good RAM, processing speed. Implement content delivery networks. Set the expiry headers. You can read more about it here. Yeah, we have gone through that as well yesterday. Yeah, so this is all about the technical SEO. Anybody has question, guys? Any questions?